I mean, it could have been something even more exciting, but I still very much like what AL have been able to draft for themselves right here. I think that the Rail really rounds this composition out brilliantly. You always love to have that Magnet Storm. You can then just drop the Equalizer right on top of people's heads. Fighting. With all of the phase rushes available, with yourself already being hypermobile, you'd like this one. Sheer.
Tarzan doesn't find the wall slam onto Sheer. Flandre's taking up the first turret damage. They dodge it for now. That's a lot on that charged up shot. Flandre gets the scrap shield, but Care can look to collapse. Maybe a flash over the wall if he wants to use it. Control ward. He knows that Flandre's there, and Care says, surprise, baby! That's first blood for FPX, but Tarzan does pick up Sheer in the end.
Fights everybody wandering on over, though. This could turn into quite the skirmish.
Flandre trying to just diminish Care's health pool and make sure that he cannot join the fight, as now Tarzan gets aggressive on the IYY. His flash was still not available. It is just coming back up. Hero's entrance from Care arrives just to see IYY's corpse fall, but Jachi gets the answer back onto Tarzan, but Care falls next. Feat of Warfare secure for Anyone's Legend, and now Sheer is overextended and surrounded. That's Anyone's Legend now up 4 kills at 8 minutes.
But still, that big chunk of damage is just going to force some resets to come on through, force a little bit of extra respect out of FPX. First grub going to get taken by AL. Can they grab that second one?
Really like that from Care, threatening the take of that second grub, so Tarzan is forced to use a smite. I'll open up a window now for IYY to look for the final secure of this last grub, but Tarzan still has a Keeper's Verdict available. Does he want to look for a punt play? Doesn't seem like anyone else from AL can get into the river, so they're just going to concede the second grub.
There you go, 2 grubs going over to FPX. That's going to get them a little bit closer to a feat of monster slaying, something they're very much going to need after losing that warfare.
It's a 13-minute Dragon Bloxer, so at the very least, we are getting a... trying to do quick math in my head. 28-minute soul if you're doing every other remaining dragon on time.
Join this fight if he wants to.
He's TPing to the mid-tier 1 so that he can be at least in range for the follow-up. FPX have to brute force their way in.
It's got to be low, though.
Rift Herald, 5k HP. Care's the first one to walk in. Shanks is also TP'd and arrived to the river. Kyle and Hope already just holding the lines. Oh, 3-man Magnet Storm into the Timber stun. Dwayne with the counter engage on the Pop Blossom at least breaks open the fight, but no one else from FPX can get in. Tarzan already secured the Rift Herald, and they're going to take out Sheer with them too. Care gets dropped, and Anyone's Legend get to pick up the eye as well.
Stops that from being a complete and utter disaster. Doesn't even look like AL are done, though. They're now going to go chasing into their opposition's jungle. They are not allowing any FPX advantages in this game.
And just like we said, Bloxer, Anyone's Legend is a team that is so skilled at being able to take small gold advantages and just slowly balloon them to the point where the enemy team feels pressured to do something, because otherwise they're just going to get bled out. What happens? They go into the river and they get absolutely rolled.
And look where the gold is. This isn't a situation, right, where Hope is up by 4k, but everybody else is kind of fighting for scraps. This is a pretty consistent 1k to 2k gold advantage across the board right here for these AL members. And this leaves FPX scrambling to get together anywhere near enough gold. They've only just been able to put together the gold for these first items, and second items are well on the way for...
That's just going to spell disaster for FunPlus Phoenix every single time. And that was the one window where gold range was still kind of in striking. IYY is going to send this fight. It's a little precarious here. IYY already down to nearly 50% HP. Magnet Storm was used by Kyle. Cyclone also used. Sun on the Care. Tarzan, great wall slam. Dway with the Pop Blossom into the backline. But can anyone follow up? Not really. And Tarzan says, see why at with the Keeper's Verdict.
Oh, no!
TP from no! Sheer! All of his friends got punted away, and that meant that Sheer was just teleporting in to feed Anyone's Legend a freebie. This feels like it's just going to be a free one for Anyone's Legend to take, and you almost think that if FPX don't fight it at this Otacon, they are so far ahead of the curve now, and it just seems like Anyone's Legend are just a couple of good fights away from being able to close out this game. Tarzan with a good wall slam right on top of the carries. The equalizer from beyond wherever Flandre was, and Anyone's Legend already find their first pick onto Dway in the fight. Jachi forced to flash away. Shank's gonna follow up through, sends another disintegrate, and is he looking for IYY next? Tibbers is gonna burn him to a crisp. Anyone's Legend just rolling over FPX this game one.
Tarzan is an absolute sniper with that heroic charge. That tib is available to just rip the heads of the FPX members off, and they're going to take their prize. Atakan now into inventory as well, up by, what is that, 7,000 gold.
Really, really cooked for the FunPlus Phoenix squad. Trying to defend this tier 2 turret on the bottom side of the map. Hammer at the windup. Oh, doesn't hit anyone, so okay. Anyone's Legend are down an ultimate tool. But I don't think the Pandas care. They're still going to step towards the Phoenixes.
And they are just pushing forwards right now. There's nothing else on the map for them to really go for at this point, so just establishing the control over this mid wave going to be incredibly important. Minute now until we get both the Drake and the Baron, so potentially an option here for FPX to go for whichever one AL don't want. At the same time, I think AL have got themselves enough power at this point to keep complete control over both of these objectives.
With another tier 2 turret falling in favor of anyone's Legend, we go back to the top of our show.
Interesting, it does look like AL are going to head up towards this Baron and just leave this Drake up and available. They don't care if you take this as FPX. FPX, though, they want to at least try for the Baron. They at least walk away from the Drake. They're not going to be able to contest onto this Baron whatsoever. Stepping up would certainly lead to their doom. They do get this Drake, though. That is something. They stop this Drake stacking. It's not going to be a 4 Drake soul for AL instantaneously, but now they have to deal with this Baron-empowered push, and they have already lost a heck of a lot of towers.
And I think anyone's Legend are completely fine with that trade, because they won't even need the soul to finish the game at this rate. Anyone's Legend, if they find a good fight here in the base of FPX, they could just end the game right here, right now.
Absolutely. Just going to get pushed on in. Baron Empowered Cannon is going to be very tricky to actually deal with right here. Jackie trying his best, but there's going to be 2 of them chunking out this tower. IYY goes in.
IYY, he's all by himself onto the back line. He's just not doing enough damage to Hope. Here comes the hero's entrance from Care, but it just seems a little desynchronized and too late. They find 1 kill in the Kyle thanks to Jue's Blossom.
Shanks!
Tarzan blows him up, and look at Hope and Shanks working hand in hand just to completely dismantle and clip the wings of FunPlus Phoenix.
Actually just about going to be able to get himself away potentially. Shanks thinking about it, but you don't really need to go for this. This is going to be the end for AL. They're going to take this game in under 30 minutes time, and it's been complete and utter domination from the defending champs from the very beginning to the very end.
Swift and decisive from the Pandas, and it's just like we wrote it up here, Bloxer. Game 1 wrapped up for anyone's Legend.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.